Hey, so today we are talking how to design your menu for maximum profit. So here's the thing. Most restaurant owners don't actually know what their items cost. Most restaurant owners don't know which items have the most profit. They don't know which ones should go where on their menu, which ones they should push, which ones they should upsell, which ones that they should take off of their menu. Most restaurant owners don't know any of that information. And because they don't know that information, their margins are often very, very slim. Because guess what? No matter how busy your restaurant is, no matter what you do, if you are priced improperly, you are not going to get the results in your bank account that you want to see. So what I'm going to do today is share with you a framework that we use with our clients when we are looking at their menu. So let me just share the screen here. Now, I will say that we do use a software that helps us calculate what every item costs. And again, we use this with all of our clients. We pay for it for them. We even cost out their entire menu for them. So that's one thing that we like to do. Now, once we have that data in there, here's how we can review your menu to make sure that it's priced appropriately. So hopefully you guys can see my screen. I'm going to try and turn this around here. Okay, there we go. So my drawing is absolute trash, so I apologize in advance, but there are 4 quadrants, and I will tell you that I did not come up with this. And if you know who did, awesome. I would love to give them some credit, but this is something we teach with our clients. So on the bottom half, we've got profit, and over here, we've got volume. So basically, there's 4 different quadrants. So let's start with this one down here. This one is low volume and low profit. So, and I apologize about my writing. Everyone makes fun of me for it, and you can too. We would call this either a dog or a loser. So if you have an item on your menu that literally has low volume, you don't really sell it a lot, and also it doesn't really make you a lot of money, then why is it on the menu, right? It's just taking up space of something else that could be a better item, right? So next one is one that has good volume and then basically is not very profitable. So this one we call a plow horse. Okay, now the reason we do that is the plow horse does a lot of work, sells a lot of items, but it really doesn't help our business at all, right? So that is this column. I'm going to discuss exactly what to do with all of these in a little bit, but I just want you to understand that one. Now over here, we have one that is not a lot of volume, but it has good profit. So this one, we call it a puzzle. So we're like, okay, it's good profit. Why isn't it selling more? So that's something we have to figure out there. And then lastly, one that has high profit, high volume, we would call this one a star. And so our objective, obviously, is to get as many items in the star column as possible. So here's what we should do with each one of those menu items, okay? So down here with the dog or the loser, we basically want to take that and we want to cut that from your menu. That should not be on your menu at all, unless it's something like, a pack of ketchup or whatever. Like, if there's little things like that, those obviously don't matter. But if you have main items that are on there, obviously they should be cut. Now, one thing I will tell you, you don't want to run a menu analysis with different categories. So what I mean by that is if you have your mains, run those together. You've got your apps, run all those together, because obviously a main's going to bring in more, in revenue than an app. And so you don't want that to skew the data. So when you're looking at it, make sure you segment those. Now, when we get into this one is kind of like a cautionary tale. A lot of people are ordering it, but it's really not doing anything for you. You could call this a loss leader in some cases, but realistically, if you're going to keep it on your menu, we need to do one of 2 things to it. I would say that we need to make more profit with it. So we either need to upsell the crap out of it when we're at the table, right? So we need to make sure we're getting add-ons, we're getting things, okay, with that burger, do you want to do, double meat, or do you want to add extra cheese? Do you want to add bacon to it? Do you want to add, sauteed mushrooms? Like whatever it might be, we want to be upselling the crap out of it to then make it worth its while. Or what I would actually suggest is to change the pricing on this one. So this one, again, if you move this up by $1, maybe all of a sudden it goes from being a plow horse over to being a star, right? That's what we really want to look at. So these ones, we definitely want to change the pricing or upsell the crap out of them. Now, the puzzle piece over here, this one, the reason it's a puzzle is we're like, hey, we make good money. Why don't we sell more of it? So this is the one that you would want to push, suggest to people, because we know it has good profit, but we're not selling a lot of it. So these are ones you could also, and let me phrase it this way. So these two columns are the ones that you can also run things like discounts on, or if you're trying to get new customers in the door and running promotions, those are the items you want to do it on. The stars, because they're popular, right? But the puzzles you can do it with as well, because you have the profit. You never want to run a promotion on either of these guys, right? Because you don't have the profit to do it. So literally, if you ran a 20% off, you're going to be in the hole, right? So the main thing we need to make sure we're doing is we're running promotions onto the items that are appropriate. Now, having said that, once we look at our appetizers, once we look at our desserts and all those other items, the add-ons, maybe you have milkshakes or whether it's alcohol, whatever it is, when you also break those down, you're going to understand a little bit more about how you can move those together. Okay, this is the dessert that we really want to focus on because it's so high profit. We can give that away for 50% off and still make a profit on it. Great. So how do we pair that up with something else that might make it more enticing? So tons of things you can do when it comes to engineering your menu. Now, again, the whole thing here is that you can't outdo improper pricing. That is the number one thing. Most clients that we work with, they come to us and their prices are simply just too low. And here's the deal. When you're raising prices, typically anything under a 10% raise of pricing, most people don't notice. You might get a few people, but realistically, anything under 10%, people don't notice. Over that is when people do start to notice. So again, if you've got a, $15.99 item on your menu and it goes to $16.99, well, you know what? Not a ton of people are really going to notice that. But that extra dollar times every item that you serve will make a big impact on your bottom line. So I don't want you to be afraid of the pricing. We just want to make sure we're raising the prices on the correct items. Or here's the other thing. You want to take your stars, you want to take your puzzles. You always want to put those on the top left of your menu. You want to put them near the top of every category, right? Those are the ones you want to have pictures of. Those are the ones you really want to draw attention to on your menu, because again, those are the ones that are bringing the profit into your business. You do not want to put, because you don't want to sell more plow horses. If you do, what's that do for your business? Nothing. So you don't want to sell more of those. So we want to engineer everything we do between the way our servers, and if you're in a quick serve, the way your cashiers talk to people, where it is on our menu. Everything we do, our promotions, everything surrounding that should all be in service of selling the best and most high profit items that you have at your restaurant. And if you can do that, that will have a disproportionate effect on your bottom line. And also, there is something to be said for streamlining your menu. It is okay to have a smaller menu, more cross-utilization, you'll have less waste. And also people will then, with a smaller menu, will then pick the most profitable items as well, right? So there is something to be said about having a concise menu. None of this, 50-page menus that we see sometimes. So awesome. Now, if you want to know more about this, would be happy to chat more, be happy to answer any questions that you have. But number one, you need to make sure your menu is priced properly. You know what your items cost. Then you get your food cost under control is number one. And the other thing too, going into a recession, right? Which is on the horizon, if not already here in some cases. So when you're looking at menu pricing, as you move into a recession like that, people are going to be very receptive to value offers. Okay. And sorry about that. when the value offers come in, basically, or sorry, when we put those value offers out for potential customers, they're going to be very receptive to it because, again, what are they watching? Their pocketbook. That's what they're watching, right? So we want to make sure that we have those items that we do have the opportunity to actually discount a little bit, right? Because if we're trying to take our plow horses and our losers and we're trying to get them to, discount them and send out value offers, you don't have any margin left to do it. So you can only do that on the items where you do have good profit. And so by doing this analysis and knowing what your menu items cost, you will be able to then know which ones you can promote, which ones not to, which ones you can offer discounts on when needed to drive revenue. And it'll all make sense at that point. So let me know if you have any questions, but I hope this was helpful for you guys. And again, my name is Andrew from Ownershift. In essence, what we do is we help you put more money in your bank account while working fewer hours so that you can spend more time with your family or even expand your business to multiple locations. So that is what we do. This is what we do with clients every single day, help them put more money in the bank, more sales in the till, and more freedom in your time. All right. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.